Who was the most badass woman in history? Was it Joan of Arc, who led an army against invaders? Marie Curie, who risked her health for scientific discovery? Carrie Nation, who was, well, she was utterly insane. How about a queen who took revenge to a level completely unknown to modern man? I, of course, am talking about Olga of Kiev, a woman whose fiery love for her husband turned into a love of setting fire to her husband's murderers. I'm Gary the Red Shirt, and this is the Obscure History Channel. There is some debate about when Olga was born, but was most likely in the late 1800s. Sometime around the turn of the century, she was married to Igor, King of Kiev. 3 years after the birth of their only son, Igor went to the territory of Drevlin to demand tribute, but was overzealous with the amount he demanded and was promptly killed for it. With their son being too young to take the throne, Olga became regent of Kiev and Rus. Then the Drevlin had an idea. They wanted Olga to marry their prince Mal, which he would then take over as king of Kiev and Rus. When 20 of the Drevlin's best men showed up to persuade her to marry their prince, she rationally, and with a level head, buried them alive. Olga then sent word to the Drevlin that she will accept the proposal, but needed Drevlin's most distinguished men to accompany her on her travels to meet with the prince. When the majority of the governing body of Drevlin arrived, she gave them a warm welcome, then showed them to a bathhouse so they can clean up after their long journey. As soon as the last dignitary entered the bathhouse, Olga had the doors closed, then locked. She then set fire to the bathhouse, burning the Drevlin's best and brightest with it. After she torched the leaders of her now sworn enemies, she invited as many of their best and brightest to attend the funeral. As I'm sure you have figured out, this was another ploy on her part. After allowing enough time for the Drevliners to get properly drunk, she ordered her men to attack. At the end of the slaughter, over 5,000 Drevliners lay dead. At this point, most sane people would be satisfied with their vengeance, but not Olga. When she arrived at the village, she made a deal with the townsfolk. In order for her to leave them alone, she wanted 3 pigeons and 3 sparrows. The inhabitants happily complied and handed over the birds, then blissfully thanked their luck, unaware of the level of vengeance of this killer queen. When night fell, Olga had her soldiers tie chunks of sulfur to the birds, lit them on fire, then released the birds. When the birds arrived at their nests, the town went up in flames. Her soldiers rounded up the fleeing townspeople and slaughtered or enslaved most of them. The rest were left free in order to continue paying her tribute. Olga continued her regency by expanding the borders. She defended her city during the siege of Kiev and was the first Eastern European ruler to convert to Christianity, thus creating an alliance between her and the Byzantines. Yes, Olga of Kiev was a very powerful ruler who helped shape the face of her continent, and all with an insanely high concept of revenge. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe if you want to catch any future videos, and remember to comment if I got anything wrong, or if you just want to leave a lovely conversation with me, or any of the articulate commenters here on YouTube. Later on, guys.